Good afternoon, party people.
What's going
Y'all
on?
see, y'all see who I got with me, man. I got my road dog, Erica Gray. What up, E?
What's going on? I need you to tag me right now and post on Facebook so I can get people in here to see what you got to say and what y'all see his outfit. He all ready to go.
Let me give me a second. Let me tag you in this.
He got on the hat. He got on the jersey. He's ready to go.
I thought about doing multiple wardrobe changes in this segment as well, but I
Oh
think
my goodness.
I think I got a couple of articles like laid to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was gonna go like so of course I love when they wear the blue. I got my throwback is sitting right here, and
Mm-hmm.
then I also have just the traditional white and in celebration of this thing here, I'm going to go get me a new pair of cowboy shoes made. I talked to my guy
Oh my.
today.
He's spending some money on some cowboy stuff, y'all.
No, 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 no. I'm not buying it from the pro shop.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting them made. I'm getting them made. I'm getting them made. I'm
I
getting them
got
made. Nah,
you. I
nah.
got
I'm still on strike.
I got
Yeah, I'm still on strike. Still not buying cowboy gear from the pro shop. But shout out to one of my home girls who's she's out in Texas. She's contracted to do some work out there right now. She's staying right across from Cowboy Stadium, so I know she's gonna bring me back a gift or two.
get you some stuff. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, but as long as I'm not spending the money on it, everybody, I'm almost finished tagging you. Here we go.
Here we go.
Boom. Hey, so it's the top story. It finally happened. Dak Prescott got his deal.
Yes.
It has, and it's funny. I did one of my guys show, my boy Kevin Gray. He does radio at 105.3 in
Uh-huh.
Dallas. Did his podcast yesterday, and we were uh we were just having fun with it because one of the things that we talked about coming up until this was the fact that Dak had all the leverage.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
In the NFL negotiations are about
You
leverage.
you you said that from the beginning. We knew that that was the case, and we knew that the Cowboys dropped the ball as far as they were concerned by not getting this done a long time ago. So yeah.
Two years ago, they could have got Dak at about 32, 33 million, right where when Golf signed and Wentz
Right.
signed, they could have gotten Dak because that's basically his quarterback class.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry allowed this thing to linger. He allowed Pat Mahomes to get his deal. Because what everybody was trying to do, especially around those classes, let's get our quarterback signed before Pat Mahomes gets his deal because we know what Pat Mahomes is going to
Right.
command. So let's come in under that number and make everything work. The problem with this, Jerry did it backwards. I think
Mm-hmm.
if he kind of would go back and kind of probably admit to his mistake, he would say, "Listen, let me sign Dak first, then sign Zeke, and then sign Amari."
Right.
You got to take care of your quarterback first. And he allowed the market to get so high. And you saw what the team was without Dak hurt. You saw Andy Dawson. Then you look out here in these streets and you like, well, who can I bring in that quarterback? Well, before we get into all that, your initial thoughts when you saw this thing finally happen.
I mean,
In these streets and you like, well,
well, just like you were saying, it's obvious that they were in a pickle.
yeah.
Basically, it was the only thing they could do.
Yeah.
It was basically the only they had gotten themselves to the point where it was the only thing that they could do, and the pressure was on. GM, CEO, man of the day, owner, Mr. Extraordinary Jerry Jones, to say, "Wow, I have poo-pooed the thing, and I got this is the only thing I can do. I got to get this done." So yeah, he was holding all the cards, and he got paid. He got
Right.
he got big long guaranteed dollars.
He listen, he got
Oh my
everything he wanted, E. He stayed that. The crazy part about this is he got the 4 years that he was looking for. He got the no trade clause that he was looking for, and he got broke off.
The guaranteed money. I'm not talking about. See, everybody always gets excited about the play stuff, whatever. Football, NFL players don't even see that play stuff.
Nah, they don't see the length of their contract.
They don't see the length. I'm talking about the guaranteed moolah that he's gonna get by the end of this year.
Yeah.
A lot of it by the end of this year.
Yeah. This was crazy. E. One of the things that you and I, because we've been doing this a while now, and one of the things we talk about all the time, and I want to kind of just start with this here. We talk about quarterbacks. We talk about franchise quarterbacks and how hard it is to identify this guy.
Right.
We look at organizations, and I was having a conversation, a debate this morning with some guys in the office, and one of the things they kept talking about was, well, let's look at, everybody likes to always say, well, look at Tom Brady and what he did. I say, everybody, let's take Tom Brady out of the equation, because
Tom Brady make more than he does. So money ain't the thing.
Money ain't the thing for him.
Money, the system, the whole thing. He is totally different in this situation.
And to that point, it's an anomaly, because we're probably never going to see another quarterback that's going to play in 10 Super Bowls, who's going to win 7 Super Bowls. We're not going to see that. And what I tried to point out to my group today,
and Maceo, and play and win for the amount of money that he played and won for.
Yeah.
Case in point, right now, they're trying to renegotiate his contract in Tampa.
Yeah.
They want more money.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna extend him, and that's how you give it. You give him a 2-year deal, which you get the upfront money. And this is what people have to understand too. It was never he was taking pay cuts in New England.
Right.
He was getting his money up front, but he didn't ever trip about being the highest paid quarterback in the league. That wasn't his thing, because he understood that by me keeping the franchise, me keeping that money intact, we're able to kind of go out and do different things. But again, his financial circumstances can tell him, well, you can do that.
Right.
Guys like that, guys like Jared Goff, all of these other guys, they're thinking about setting their families up for life.
Right.
And they have to be able to get this money, because they don't have the same options as like a Tom Brady. And I was trying to, so the point I was trying to make this morning was we assume, well, a lot of people assume, I'm on the other side of Pat Mahomes not going to play in 4 to 5 Super Bowls. I don't think he is. He got out to such a fast start. He won the MVP, he won that Super Bowl, but he had a team around him. And when I always hear people talk about, hey, this quarterback here, Deshaun Watson had a career year. Look at the team that he has around him.
What does Erica say all the time? I'm not to my own horn. I am not. But it's important. It matters a whole heck of a lot. And you saw exactly what happened last year with the injuries with KC, with Patrick Mahomes' own injury with KC, the distractions with KC. That's why they didn't win that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All those things come into play.
Yeah.
It really is. It's got to be that perfect storm. And New England made it look so easy because they seem to have a perfect storm every year in a manageable division every year as well.
And a manageable division. And again, your boy Belichick and staff, listen. They don't play that overpay a player. But they are the only organization that can play that game, because a lot of guys kind of looked at New England as, well, let me go there and let me get into this, and maybe I can get a Super Bowl ring. And that's why the reason a lot of guys did go there and they took less.
Well, I think
So,
but don't you think that bubble might be burst now?
well, we know now the steady influence in that is in Tampa now. He helped create the culture there.
I mean, yeah, he helped create the culture there. But people also understand that once again, the entire team matters. So when you don't have that entire group of guys buying into the system,
Right.
because that's the case. The last 2 years that Tom Brady was there, when they were hot freaking garbage, had nothing to do with the system. It was everybody didn't buy into it. The mystique was gone. Everybody didn't buy into it because people realize when you start doing Malcolm Jenkins wrong, when you start doing different players wrong, that that step up for you and help you win these Super Bowls and make these plays, and you still are not willing to pay them. Like, wait a minute, hold up. Why do I want to go there?
Yeah.
Are we really getting it done?
But so much of it, I mean, it was a couple of episodes ago, I Am Athlete, and Fred Taylor talked about the reason he chose New England. Chad Johnson talked about the reason he chose New England. And for a lot of those guys, it was, okay, it's this structure that's in place. I hadn't really won anything. I have a chance because of that guy, that coach, that system. I can go there and see what shakes out. But again, people forget how hard it is to climb that mountain and continuously to climb that mountain. And I think that's one of the things that when I was going back and forth about the Super Bowl, it was one of these things where we saw it in KC, and you and I talked about it a lot. You saw in KC that hunger that they had last year. It just wasn't the same. And it's because they had already climbed that mountain. And, and they're a young team. You got a lot of young guys. I mean, your leader is a 23, 24-year-old.
Yeah.
Who kind of probably think, hey, life gravy. Hey, I can just show up
and do this again. It's just automatic. It is not just automatic, especially when you have all these other distractions and you don't have the maturity on the team to actually game plan for the people that you're playing at that time.
Right.
You cannot game plan on what happened last time. You have to play a game plan for that team that you're playing at that time. So, I mean, it was just, there were so many different things going on as far as that's concerned. I mean, but, I think that, once the shine wore off of, and Tom Brady couldn't do it all himself, he had to go to a team that was more complete than the team they were putting in front of him in New England. So
right.
he chose to go to a team that was just needed that one thing to get them over a hump, a quarterback that could actually see.
Yeah. It's funny because, like I said, the contract gets done, and you hear so many people. As I was listening to Dallas radio today, and it's just, oh my God, you did this, you paid this, and I think people forget that the great Peyton Manning has one of the greatest quotes when it comes to free agent contracts and signing extensions. And he simply said, "Listen, it's not my job to build a team.
Right.
It's my job to get as much money as the market say I'm worth.
Hey.
And I'm gonna get all that. I'm not giving you no hometown discount. You got to pay me because that's what the market say, that the quarterback, when it's my turn, that's what I'm supposed to get. Now, my GM, my owner, it's on them to figure out that other stuff. That ain't my job.
I mean, but who else would? He is absolutely positively right. He is absolutely positively right.
And that's what gets me about like so many of these people who like side with the owners, and people, oh my God, they paid him too much money. No, he only got what the market said he was worth.
Right. If they're gonna, if that's the way they're gonna do, if they're gonna make quarterbacks, if they're gonna walk around and talk about this is a quarterback driven league and we gotta pay these quarterbacks all this money, then you know what? He is that quarterback and you're gonna have to pay him a whole bunch of money. So get with it. Get with it.
Listen, without a doubt, and for owners, when I hear people side with the owners, a lot of times, you have to always remind people, tell people, now these owners owning this team is their hobby. This is not how they made.
Right.
This is not how they got rich. This, they got stuff. This is just something they do. This they gig. This they side hustle. This their girlfriend.
For some people, it's their gig, it's their side. But for Jerry Jones, this is his personal thing. He wants to be made to be out to be this football guru who knows the game in and out, that he can manipulate, and but that's what it is.
He already proved he already proved he can't do that.
He's proven that to the public at large for years now. He does not get that himself. Get that himself.
No.
I.e., you see it with this astronomical quarterback that he has had to pay out to Dak Prescott because he got himself into this pickle.
Did it to himself. Yeah. He did it to himself. And listen, Dak, I love the way Dak played the game. Dak never, he never badmouthed anybody. He never, he just let it play out, because once he got hurt,
I mean, he stood up for the flag. He did all
stuff. He sat around and said, you know what? Because at some point, you either gonna have to franchise me again. That's gonna put me at about 38 million, and then for that third franchise tag, it's gonna put me at 50 million. So I'm gonna get this paper. But again, when we look around out here, when you look, okay, well, if Dak not my quarterback, and everybody who talked all that Andy Dalton's talk.
Who gonna come in here? Put up with my control freak ways of thinking? Not only am I the owner, the GM, I'm the head coach too. Really, Jerry wants to. Maceo. Jerry wants to do it all. He wants to get the credit for it all.
I keep telling y'all, if y'all hadn't watched on Amazon Prime the All or Nothing with the Dallas Cowboys, it tells you everything you need to know. Mm-hmm. It tells you everything you need to know, and you get a better understanding to why the Dallas Cowboys hadn't hosted that Lombardi Trophy since '95.
I don't need to watch it. I know why. Gerald Jones. What's Jerry's middle name? Gerald Jones. He's the reason why. He's the reason why. He hates on every level. Give Jimmy Johnson any credit for the rings that he has. You know that, right?
Well, he can't do that because he knows that, listen, Jimmy built that thing.
He built that thing. He drove that thing. He got them rings for that thing.
He knows.
Even when Jimmy was gone, that was still Jimmy.
Of course, that was still Jimmy, because if that clown Barry Switzer, if he had to just, and that's what I loved about Troy. Troy basically told him after they flubbed up that first season with Barry.
You go sit down.
Troy said, bro, you go stand over there.
We got this.
Yeah. You go stand over there, and we're going to show you how this thing's supposed to be done. And, of course, they picked up that Super Bowl, because they should have really won 4 Super Bowls. They should have went 4 in a row. But this Joker, I still laugh at the division of Barry Switzer. Me and Big Cub, me and Stacey was in Arizona, and we laughed the whole time walking out the stadium, because we sitting there like, can you believe that clown won the Super Bowl? Like, he actually, people it's gonna go down in history that he won a doggone Super Bowl. Barry Switzer.
Look,
get out of here.
A Super Bowl wins after Trent Dilfer, Barry Switzer, and what's the other guy that was in that one? The quarterback that was in it, they didn't even do nothing. It was a defense. Look, we all know the reason why the Cowboys won that Super Bowl. we all know the reason why Tampa Bay won their first Super Bowl. It had nothing to do with the quarterback. Ain't nothing to do with the coach.
Oh,
Okay?
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Yeah. But we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna go around the NFL real quick. A story that shocked me actually. But shocked me kind of, so not really. The Chicago Bears, they placed a franchise tag on Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson, if this hadn't been done, he would have been the top wide receiver in the free agency market. But the Chicago Bears, it is interesting about Chicago because they've kind of put themselves in a situation where everybody's job is really on the line this year, and they're trying to get into this Russell Wilson sweepstakes, but it's like, what do you give up? And I'm sure the owner of Chicago Bears looking at the GM and the head coach like, hold on, I ain't giving y'all cachet to just trade away our future. Y'all might not be here.
Right.
Y'all might not be here. So I was kind of shocked to see Allen Robinson get tagged, because if you don't land Russ, you're coming back in with Nick Foles and your guy Mitchell Trubisky. I just think the confidence, Matt Nagy, who here we go again, he was an offensive guru. These offensive gurus just aren't getting the job done, and he knows that he's coaching for his NFL career. Well, as a head coach, somebody else will pick him back up. He'll be a quarterback coach or whatever. He might be the next coach at Alabama.
Right.
OC once Bill O'Brien rehab himself. But just your thoughts on the Chicago Bears and the situation they put themselves in.
I mean, because they do want Russell, because Russell has basically said he would like to go to Chicago. They can't put themselves in a bind by not having him someone to throw the ball to. And, I'm sure, in these informal talks or speaking or conversations, you got to be able to say, look, I'm going to need a guy like Allen Robinson. I'm going to need him to get what we want done. You already got that one side of the ball. Defensive side of the ball is set. We already know the defensive side of the ball is set. What you going to do on offense? So, it's important that they keep him. So it is going to be interesting to see what they'll have to give up if they're serious about landing Russell Wilson.
And it's crazy because Allen Robinson, he just retweeted and liked former wide receiver Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith tweeted the franchise tag sucks, and immediately Allen Robinson retweeted and he liked it, and he got a bunch of frowning faces on it. So he's not happy about being franchised, because I think, and pretty much he was being led to believe that, hey, we probably gonna let you walk, and so that loan money that he was probably looking to secure, not out there now, which makes Kenny Galladay the guy now.
It's not like franchise tags. I mean, it's not like they're not getting anything. They get nice little broke off of a nice chunk of change.
Oh, no doubt. But they getting that chunk. They getting that during the season. These guys looking for that sign on the dotted line upfront money that comes with signing these contracts.
Okay, but let's think about that. In this year of COVID, we could only name maybe 5-6 guys that are going to get loan money. We literally, there's going to get. I mean, even on the defensive side of the ball, I can only think of one guy that's probably going to get paid guaranteed money, and that's Shaq. I think Shaq is the only one that's going to get a long-term contract defensively.
And that's JJ, our resident Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. He was like, they got to get my boy out of Tampa. We can't sign him. You're not going to be able to sign Shaq Barrett. Yeah. What the organization basically did today by letting what's the receiver name?
They franchised Chris Godwin.
Yeah, Chris Godwin. So Chris Godwin is franchised, which lets you know they are, let's keep Tom Brady happy. Right. Don't mind you, defense just won a Super Bowl.
Just won you Super Bowl. This
but
mental thing of what these owners befuddles me. It does. It does.
Yeah. So and it's crazy because Shaq Barrett is going to get like, I mean, it's teams lining up right now, and it's no way Tampa can sign because he's not gonna sign no 1 year home time discount deal. He's not doing it, and you can't expect him to do it.
Oh heck no! I wish we had money to sign him. Man, I wish we had.
It's just it's crazy because this is the thing about the salary cap this year versus in a couple of years, because the way these new TV deals getting ready to happen. One of my dudes was telling me, don't be surprised if once everything kind of levels out, these guys sign these the owner sign new TV deals, that the salary cap don't jump up over 200 million, which is one of these things.
So that's next year, not this year, right?
Not this year. Not this year.
So that's
next year.
So
that's next year.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
it's actually it's technically 2 years away, because what they want to do next year is kind of still they're gonna put it above the 180 that is gonna be this year, kind of get it back that threshold, because they still want to see, the NFL still wants to see what they're gonna do with attendance, and it's still kind of
up in the air, and it's not even still that firm 180 because they haven't put it out. It's not officially 180. It's unofficially 180. So because they're trying to figure out how this whole thing is going to work, trying to see if people are going to be able to come to baseball games. In the second half of basketball season, are there going to be butts in the seats in these arenas for basketball? I think baseball will be a better parameter for how it's going to work.
Oh yeah,
football, because they're mostly outdoor facilities. Basketball, we already know. I think that the cap is where it is as far as that is concerned. With that, so it's not even a firm 180 right now.
Nah, and what's crazy is people are gonna really look at the baseball model. Baseball almost they have to basically have close to full stadiums.
Yeah,
because the way they don't have a salary cap, their TV deals aren't as structured like NFL contracts. Right. A lot of stuff for them is local media, ESPN, Fox. It's not the same money that they pay for the NFL. So what we're going to see, and I'm almost sure, because I know you've been watching spring training game. The crowds have been very nice at the spring training games.
Very nice.
And I think what teams are going to do, I mean, I might not put 40,000 in Truist Park, but I could put 25.
Yeah.
And with the 25, you're going to kind of feel like, a little more, because now here we go, concessions are flowing. Yeah. Your gear is flowing. And it's just a better time inside the park versus, and like you're a season ticket holder. So let me ask you this real quick, because you're at every game.
Right.
You had to experience games from your couch this year.
Right.
How are you eager to get back into Mercedes-Benz Stadium, or are you still kind of like, I'm gonna wait to see?
Well, so with me, because of the way that because of the whole dynamics, our group tailgating, and because of the way we did our whole Sunday was structured around going to Falcons games and participating in that whole day-long thing, I'm definitely ready. I mean, as much as I love being in my room chilling and having my own food and doing all this, it's nothing like the game day experience. It's nothing like being in there. And it's not just for the Falcons for me. I can't wait to get back to the Atlanta United match. I cannot wait to go see my boys on the pitch. Can't wait to do that. Cannot wait to go back to Truist Park to see the Braves. I mean, I'm so excited about my baseball team. Again, that it's nothing like actually being there.
Right.
Right. I mean, so I'm ready for all of it.
Another crazy story that it's not really crazy. Again, a lot of guys that we're seeing not get franchised, and a lot of this is salary cap related, because San Diego, LA Chargers, they told Hunter Henry, we're gonna let you test the market. We're gonna put you out there, find out what you're worth out here in these doggone streets. So, I mean, again, the lowered salary cap number, and this is the first year in a long time that, because salary cap always goes up.
Yeah.
thanks to the pandemic, you know, you see owners and you see the league execs are like, hey, we still got to get a profit now.
Right.
We still got to make money out of this thing. We're not giving away anything. So a lot of these guys, and I read it. I talked, me and D-Lay, we had a text going back and forth, and we got like a friendly wager on if Keanu Neal gonna get franchise tag. I'm like, no way they're gonna put franchise tag on Keanu Neal.
They told him that they're not gonna franchise tag him.
Yeah.
He'll be out there with you and Bumper Stitcher. He is gonna be your free safety in Dallas.
No, it's not.
I bet
no,
you
it's
don't.
not.
I bet
No,
you don't.
no, it's not. No, we got to put more on if I'm a bet. We got to bet at least 10.
Man, anyway, look, Kiki gonna be a cow patty. Watch. Because Bumper Sticker gonna go in there, he writes them.
It ain't no money for Kiki.
He gonna rhyme, and then so Jared gonna be like, okay, you got me.
Only thing the Cowboys got money for is the incoming rookie class. That's all the money left. Dak got all the money.
They got 15 million now.
You need 12 million to sign your rookies.
And mind you, Keanu Neal is only going to sign a 1-year contract. We've already talked about these. These guys are not getting these deals, and they know it. So he's going to sign a 1-year contract.
Keanu Neal is not coming to Dallas. Stop that.
He'll sign a 1-year contract, and he gonna be back with DQ.
Yeah, I just saw Chris Godwin. You know, he's taking it the political route. He said, you know, he's happy about the franchise tag. I'll go play on it and go back to war with my guys. So, you know, he probably sitting there like, hey, I mean, one more year. Let's see what we can do. I am gonna make top 5 wide receiver money. Again, for a lot of these guys, it's about that bonus. The franchise, because again, I'm not gonna see no new money until the season starts.
Yeah, but you know, they can do whatever they want to do. The problem for that team is on the other side of the ball. They got a lot of free agents defensively. They've got to be worried about. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Good question about that.
So me and one of my Vegas guys, we had us an interesting text this week. I said I think last week I put it out there. I was like, if Russ was smart, Russ would really add the Las Vegas Raiders to his list. It just almost make too much sense for Russ. If he gonna leave the Pacific Northwest, just go to Vegas. Chicago not the move. And when I said it, I was looking at, because Pete Carroll, this thing has become a clash of egos.
Yeah.
This all it's about.
Yeah.
Russ ego has become this. Pete looking at it like, dude, we gave up the farm for you. You know, we was telling everybody to be nice to you, and here you go. You done turned on me because with Pete, with them looking for a trade partner, if they're gonna trade Russ, the one thing they got to get back in return is a quarterback.
Yeah.
You can live with Derek. Derek Carr is not a bad quarterback, in my opinion. I actually like Derek Carr.
I like him too. I always say, you know, my question always comes back does his coach like him? It just seems to me.
Wait, his coach flirt. His coach stay flirting. His coach stay flirting.
That thing ain't loyal at all. He ain't loyal at all.
But I think for a year or two, at least a year, he would be loyal to Russ for a minute. I always go back and look at their before Gruden got back into coaching, when he used to do that little the little one-on-one with the quarterbacks. He loves some Russell. I mean, he was just like, he loved Russell. I think in his mind somewhere, he's like, you know what? If I'm gonna give up Derek Carr, I give up Derek Carr for Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson would look so sweet in that Oakland Raider uniform. That black jersey with them silver pants.
Yeah. Yeah. John Gruden, you might as well call him Governor Cuomo. He always flirting.
So let me ask you this, E. If I gave you $100, sent you to Vegas, would you bet that for this season coming up, 2021 season, Russ September opening weekend, is Russ in Seattle or is Russ somewhere else? What would you put the money on?
I would put it on he's somewhere else. I think that it, unlike in Houston with John, this is a new coach, new regime coming in there. They don't know each other, so the bonds have not been broken. This thing with Pete Kidd and Russell and all that stuff, that's nasty. They done got Buckingham Palace up in there. Woo.
They don't went Meghan Markle.
I mean, they got deep up in there. So,
and I would probably put that money on Russ being somewhere because I think for Pete runs the Seahawks organization.
Right.
And I think if Pete, so let's just say Pete plays this year with Russ. If Pete plays this year with Russ and they have a pretty good season, then people are gonna be looking at Pete like he crazy. Like, wait a minute, we got all this drama. Like, you can't side with the quarterback. Like Russ, I mean not Russ, but Pete, you out of here.
Yeah, I mean, really.
And so that's why I think Pete, to keep the upper hand, I think Pete is looking at this thing like, listen, hey, I'll make a deal with anybody. I will listen, as long as you get me a quarterback back. And I think that's why he likes the situation. Like, I can trade him to Miami. Miami got a couple of ones. I get Tua back.
Right.
We can see what we can do.
Right.
And also by getting Tua back, I'm getting Tua's rookie contract. So I'm able to do, because I think now upon further review, I think Pete probably like, you know what? I probably should have kept the business in defense. Because again, they won a Super Bowl with their defense. They won a Super Bowl with defense.
The defense and the running game won Super Bowl for them. When these people see this formula is written. It's written on the walls. People, it's written on the walls. It's written on the walls. Why we keep ignoring it?
Yeah, and I remember when this story kind of first.
Sierra goes right in something smiling.
When this thing first kind of jumped off, I was kind of like, yeah, it's something there, because you just don't continue to say some of the things that you say. And then once Russ started doing interviews with people, and he was just like, oh yeah, man, they don't, let me do this, because they really do have two different philosophies. Pete is about defense and running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he about. Russ, I want to say this respectfully, because y'all know I do like Russell Wilson. But I do think Russ is feeling himself just a little too much.
Because you think about it, he improvises these plays, Maceo, but they make them. I mean, that's the crazy thing about him. He out there like, you're like, surely this gonna be an incomplete pass. She's like, that fool complete that pass. That is just amazing.
But outside of that though, E, and we're always trying to judge quarterbacks playoffs. We try to keep sticking that moniker to them.
Yeah.
Russ ain't been good in the playoffs last few years.
No, he has not, because
he hasn't been good in the playoffs for a minute now, E.
Because what happened? Pete let them get away from what Pete liked to do, run the ball. They didn't have nobody even run the ball the last few years. After Marshawn Lynch was gone, who was there to run the ball?
Yeah, because they just told Chris Carson that they're not franchising him either. So they in the market for a running back. And listen, they hadn't done a good job of drafting.
Right.
in Seattle as well. I just got this. My boy, my boy just sent me this. This is hilarious. So we were talking about what's that fool in Oakland? I said Oakland. In Las Vegas. John Gruden. So John Gruden and Mike Mayock. I want y'all to listen to this list. Now, this was their first endeavor in 2019 when they got the job. I want y'all to listen to these names. And they thought this was like, I remember vividly when this 2019 class they kind of brought in free agent wise, people were like, oh yeah, of course Antonio Brown. How did that work out?
I mean, they didn't know he was gonna go to France and burn his feet off. Come on, they didn't know he was gonna do that.
It didn't work. Tyrell Williams, they just cut Tyrell Williams. They paid Tyrell Williams, then they cut him. Yeah. Trent Brown, they traded for Trent Brown, paid him a lot of money. Now it looks like Trent Brown is heading back to New England.
Yeah.
LaMarcus Joyner.
Yeah.
Nice safety prospect, come down here, knock you out. Well, he didn't do that for the Raiders. Vontaze Burfict, a lot of y'all favorite player. He got suspended, and we hadn't heard from Vontaze since he was suspended.
One person that could halfway control Vontaze, and he went out there. So you ain't got Marvin Lewis, you ain't got.
The linebacker Brandon Marshall, that was a big deal. Him coming from Denver, they was like, "Oh my God, this guy is going to bring this tenacity and this fire, and he's going to be all of these things to that Vegas defense." Yeah, that didn't work out. And then one of my favorite guys, Georgia boy, Isaiah Crowell. They signed Isaiah to some good money.
Yeah,
he never played a down for the Oakland Raiders. Oakland Raiders, the Vegas Raiders. So Russ, I don't know, Russ. I might not want you going to Las Vegas now upon further review because I like Russ.
Maceo, we say all the time that this is a crapshoot. Free agency, drafting, because a guy that's great one place, it might be great that one place because of who he's playing opposite. Who's playing on the other side of him, who helps him to be great. So we know the defensive line in Denver, with those guys on the defensive line in Denver, helped to make what's his face great in Denver. So, but he has him in Oakland.
Right. Let me tell y'all something. Now, y'all think I'm petty? NFL Twitter is having a day to day, everybody. So Trent Brown, who signed for a lot of money to go to Las Vegas, he just tweeted, "Money don't mean the S word if you ain't happy. I swear to God." And then if you go below the tweet, he posted a picture of himself back in his New England from his New England days. So he didn't enjoy his time under John Gruden and Mike Mayock, everybody. So.
And maybe once again the structure that you're used to in New England, and everybody knows their role, everybody knows their job, everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing, and then you go to a situation where you got burnt feet running around, just tripping and just causing chaos, and just corrupt. Come on, Maceo. When you see that, you like, I'm sure he's like, Bill would not have put up with that for 1 minute.
Well, he did. He did as he what Antonio Brown played one game in New England.
1 minute. What I said, 1 minute. That was
but
even though Tom Brady wanted Burt Feet, he wanted him there. He was like,
Yeah.
No, that's not what we do it here. That's not what we do here.
So I got another gambling question for you. We're gonna take. So we done doubled up on our winnings on Russell Wilson. We're gonna take another 100. We're gonna pull another 100 out the pile because I always want to keep some. With that same $100, do you think my guy Cameron Jarrell Newton plays in the NFL next season?
they need starting quarterbacks. But the point is, what are they getting as a starter in camp? What will they be interested? Are they interested in paying for what they think they might get in camp? We have already seen that the people that need quarterbacks are willing to even say, am I willing to even take a gamble and draft a quarterback and I don't have to pay the money that I have to pay Cam with and deal with the stuff that I have to deal with Cam with? If I've got this part of my team ready, if I've got the defensive side of my team ready, can I get one of these serviceable quarterbacks that we have seen them keep doing all the time to get me where I need to go? Can I groom a guy to get me where I need to go? Or can I pay one of these other guys to get me where I need to go and not have to deal with what baggage she brings? So it is such a good question. It is so sad to me to see this guy just a few years removed from MVP, all world status, to being is he gonna have a job this year? Is he gonna have a job this year?
Yeah, it's yeah, Lisa, he took the bare minimum with the Patriots. And so my question for Cam, Cam and boot camp every morning too. Shout out to Cam. It's always gonna be his arm. Can he throw for 17 weeks?
Well, see, I don't think do you think it's his arm?
Yeah, I think it's his arm. The more I looked at games last, especially like coming toward the end, it just seemed like it seemed like those balls went back to doing what they do. And listen, it won a lot of talent in. Let's just put it won a lot of talent in New England anyway. But I'm so used to seeing. I know when Cam in rhythm, when he hitting that 25-yard out, when he hitting that deep dig right over the middle, that's when Cam on.
Well, so I never thought that it was so much Cam's arm. I know with the shoulder issues and everything, but I always thought that the problem with Cam has always been his footwork.
Yeah, and Marlon, you and Marlon just said the same thing. Cam mechanics are bad.
That's why that's why we be like this, right, Marlon? We be like this. I'm telling you, that is his. It is so bad. It is so bad. Just always throwing out the back, but always just him. He always aiming. He's like he's aiming the ball instead of. I don't know what he's doing. He needs to go work with dude from North Carolina. He's just somebody. What's the old dude from North Carolina that work with all the quarterbacks?
David Cutcliffe.
He need to go work with David Cutcliffe because his mechanics are horrible.
Yeah, we had a nice Zoom call with David Cutcliffe about a week ago. He's a guru, knowledgeable about the quarterback position, and he just freaking get it when it comes to like quarterback play.
Because I would have had you ask him, because I like David Cutcliffe and I respect what I see him talk about with working with quarterbacks and mechanics. And of course, not only just working with Peyton and Eli and Matt Ryan and guys like that. I want to know what he thinks about Cam and his mechanics and what he can do to improve, to be unconscious for him to get in there and do it. I think that has always been his problem.
One of the things he talked about during the call we had him on, and it was crazy because of course everybody asked him about Lamar Jackson, and he said something real interesting, and he was really like the thing that makes Lamar unstoppable during the regular season is the fact that he can convert these third downs. And he can keep drives alive. But he said, but what teams are starting to understand, and they couldn't do it while Lamar was in the ACC because, in college, what were the chances outside of Clemson you was going to have a team that had enough athletes to kind of box Lamar in? Mm-hmm. But in the NFL, what teams are finding out with a lot of these guys, he can't beat me 25 to 30 throws from the pocket. And he was like, that's one of the reasons he gives the edge, because I think it was one of the questions about, are you taking Deshaun or Lamar? He was like, it's not even close. It's Deshaun, because Deshaun is just a naturally better passer. And he's just as good. Now, he's not as fast as Lamar, but he's just as good an athlete as Lamar. Well, Lamar gonna have like a 40-yard run. I mean, Deshaun gonna run for 20.
Right.
You ain't mad at that.
Right.
But the thing that Deshaun can do with those 25 to 30 throws, he can kill you from the pocket.
He keeps you honest. He keeps you honest. He keeps you honest. He keeps you honest in playing the game that he's a quarterback playing.
Yeah.
Lamar, and just like you said, the caveat, in the regular season, has you out there thinking, is he going to run or is he going to pass? Most of the time, it's 1, 2, 3, run. 1, 2, 3, run. I mean, it's not even going through a progressions. It's run. So
Right. And I say it was just intriguing because next year, this season, definitely next year, Baltimore have to make a decision on Lamar's contract. I mean, and they're gonna extend it. It ain't like they're gonna be like, hey, go get in the street. But I think they're really truly gonna we're gonna franchise you a year, and we're gonna see you develop more as a passer. Because it's no way that they can give Lamar $40 million.
You had a good point either last week or week before last. We all saw him play the quarterback position very well at Virginia Tech. He played the quarterback position. He stood back there. He made throws. We know he can make throws.
Mm-hmm.
We know he can make throws. I think it was almost a detriment that they structured this thing the way they did around him in Baltimore, because it keeps the accountability of him throwing the ball away from him.
Right.
Okay. And even in the playoff game, not this year, but last year, he made the throws. They just didn't catch the ball.
Yeah, facts. Right. And listen, I've always said that Hollywood Brown just not a number one receiver. You had to bring Dez Bryant in.
Right.
You bought Dez Bryant in. Who's scared of Dez Bryant in 2020? Who's scared of Dez? So it's gonna be real intriguing how Baltimore handles this Lamar Jackson contract situation. Again, they're not gonna throw him to the wolves, because he is a baller. He's a playmaker.
Marlon, I think he can pinpoint 20 of them, but who is he pinpointing 20 of them to? And are they gonna catch the ball? I think, like Maceo said, thank you, Baltimore Ravens. We really appreciate you. They got rid of the wrong tight end. They gave us the better tight end. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. I think Hayden Hurst was the guy that they should have kept as far as the tight end position. And then, pumping him up with tight ends so it could increase the running game. And then having the injuries in the running game, it was just a detriment to the team going forward.
Yep.
They do have to get more receiving talent around him. But like I said, just like Maceo said, we saw him throw the ball. We know he can throw the ball. We know that he can command the game and be a quarterback from the pocket. We know that. We've all seen it.
We've seen it.
I don't think that that's a question. Are you gonna put those pieces around him to let him do that? So
we're gonna close with this one, and I just want to get your thoughts on this, because officially, the highest paid quarterbacks in NFL history, the list goes like this: at number 1 is Pat Mahomes, number 2 Dak Prescott, number 3 Deshaun Watson, number 4 Russell Wilson. Of course, what all these guys have in common: African American quarterbacks playing a position that not too long ago, it was always questions about, can we play this game? Your thoughts when, because you've been watching this game a long time. You understand what the black quarterback has gone through in this league. To hear this type of news in kind of the climate, the environment that we're in today, when you hear this news, just your thoughts.
I mean, I think that it's fantastic. And the reason why I think that it's absolutely fantastic is outside of the guys that you might not be so excited about. I mean, I think your quarterback is cool. I mean, but he got paid because that's just the way they pay people right now. He got yeah, all right. Whatever makes y'all didn't got to know NFC Championship, and he got paid all that money.
That ain't his fault. That ain't his fault.
Well, you're right.
That ain't his fault. That ain't his fault.
Absolutely right. So to define the quarterback by the amount that they get paid, that is something that the league has done. But I'm glad it's brothers that's gotten the benefits, reap the benefits of it. So that is absolutely fantastic. I just love that finally we have moved away from when you think about a guy who was just fantastic just transcended the quarterback position. To me, was Warren Moon. He was just armed, just everything.
Had everything. Had to go the long route. Had to go the long route.
Had to go to Canada and play first.
Yeah.
Don't even get any recognition here. You know, you think about Lord rest his soul, Steve McNair, and his talent. That boy was so talented. I love to watch him play quarterback.
Yeah.
Another one. So I'm so glad finally eyes are open to see what these young men can do at a quarterback position. And whether it be a trend or whatever, unfortunately, I think the league buys into these quarterbacks because they do extend plays. I'm gonna give them the credit for that. They do extend plays, but you have got to be more than being able to extend the plays. You got to be able to complement bring a whole team together, the entire team together to get to the next level. They did it last year with the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes because they had that element with coaching and brought it together. It has to be that perfect storm. It's a perfect storm. It has to be a perfect storm every year.
Yeah.
So.
Listen, nothing makes me happier I'm like when this list popped up, I was like, ooh, that's very dope. Mm-hmm. Because for so long, I mean, we hear all of the things they try to say about this position and why black guys can't play this position. It's like that stuff so null and void. Because now, if you look at the college level, it's just so many black quarterbacks. Now all of them gonna probably get a shot. And like even now, the more if you're like a statuesque type quarterback, if you're labeled like a pocket guy, that's really almost like folk looking at you like, yeah, you can't do much. Like,
we know that. We hear that.
Yeah.
He just like what? Because that's what they said about your boy. Is that what? Oh, he Matt Ryan part 2. Can he run? He Matt Ryan part 2. He can't run.
But you know what's crazy? This tells me that people ain't watching no film because Zach Wilson can run. He's actually a pretty good athlete.
But the point is, it's not running to.
Right. It ain't Mike Vick. It ain't Mike Vick running.
Run to be entertained, to be excited, to be this this end up to make these plays, make everybody miss. That's what I'm talking about. Right.
Yeah, Marlon, I agree with you. The position was looked at as a CEO. They basically say we couldn't be CEOs, and that's a fact. A lot of teams for the longest time did not want a black quarterback as the face of their franchise. I mean, I always go back to Doug Williams having to come in and just put on that onslaught because I mean Jay Schrader was garbage.
I mean, just to compare the two, I didn't like the Redskins because that's what they were then. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, because that's what they were then. I didn't like them because they weren't my team. I didn't want them to lose. I didn't care who was a quarterback.
Yeah.
I was glad he won, but I didn't care who was a quarterback. I didn't want them to win. I like teams, not individuals, people.
Yeah.
Y'all get caught up in the peoples. I like the team. Anyway, And that's a shame because they were terrible. He was horrible.
Well,
You
well,
know,
fantasy football and all stuff like that has kind of made that the way it is now. Because I mean, of course, no loyalty, but you follow players.
right.
That's my guy.
We follow players to an extent. I mean,
Yeah.
to an extent. I mean, I follow Devontae Adams just to see where he was on, what points he was gonna give me. I didn't want him to win though. I just need the points for my money. Don't be playing Devontae.
And it's just crazy because and here I go. I know I'm gonna sound like a hater because it seems like I'm always picking on this one guy. But I mean, just think about the talent we always hear about Aaron Rodgers. How many Super Bowls he got again?
I mean,
one. And he's supposed to be the most gifted.
That's when they pump you up. Pump.
But what I'm saying, like, here is what everybody say, he's the most gifted thrower we've ever seen. He's and we just go on and on and on. But I mean, we keep talking about like I say, the first thing people come out, well, Dak guy. Well, I mean, y'all ain't nobody ever say Dak the greatest thrower of the football or Dak is all these things. Ain't nobody say that about Dak.
That's why I preface my statement by saying, look, I understand this is what the league has done. The league has said quarterbacks should be paid XYZ. If you have a good quarterback, then this is where they are slotted. So I mean, yeah, you got to give him his money because that's where he's slotted.
That's where he slotted, everybody. So keep your Dak comments to yourself. Be happy a black man got paid the way that black man got paid.
I mean, I'm happy for him. I mean,
I want some of y'all to go to y'all job tomorrow and tell your boss that, you know what, I'm not worth this money that y'all paying me. You know
thank
what?
you, Lord. We cut James Carpenter. We saved $4 million. Thank you, Lord. Lord. Oh my gosh, that dude was terrible. We still got about $30 million together in the account, but that's $4 million.
And everybody, that's our show for the week, man.
Yes.
We are glad to see black people get paid at the quarterback position. And we also understand, hey, man, it's a slot. And Jerry, you could have saved yourself $10, $15, $20 million if you had signed 2 years ago.
That's the other reason why I'm so happy it couldn't have happened to a better organization. Bravo, Jerry! Bravo!
You said that with a hint of petty.
Bravo, Jerry!
You said that with a hint of petty.
Jerry. That would have bent his own self over. That's hilarious.
He did what?
He bent his own self over.
That's going in the cut up. I'm cutting that up. I'm gonna put that. That's going out here in the streets in a little while.
That's what Jerry did to himself. He did it to himself.
Everybody, y'all have a great day. I have to process that now for the rest of the day. Jerry bent himself over.
Jerry bent himself over.
No Vaseline, ladies and gentlemen.
No Vaseline.
No Vaseline. Y'all have a great day, man. For Erica Gray, man. Dak to the future. I've been on the train day one.
Please.
Dak to the future. I didn't want nobody else. Just wanted Dak.
Well, you got who you wanted, so I'm happy for y'all.
Yeah, man. So I'm finna call my tennis shoe plug. Finna see what day I can get my tennis shoes made. I'm gonna hit y'all with them. And Cowboy Nation, real quick. I don't remember all this fuss when Tony Romo got paid. I got receipts too. Y'all act like we did a great thing signing Romo.
They've
So
done it two times in a row. Jerry.
But I'm the petty one, everybody.
I know. Well, look, at least they don't ask Dak to hold the ball on kick. You're Gucci with that.
And it was a And it was a catch, everybody. That Romo the Dez, it was a catch, everybody.
Man, whatever. Just get Dez some Vaseline. Y'all be good. Y'all be good.
Dez lips. Everybody, we'll go, man. We'll see y'all next Tuesday at 3 p.m., man. There's something wrong with the girl right there, everybody, man.
Bye.
Y'all have a good one, man. We gone.